City people driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs.
It is, of course, a preventable issue, and the consequences can be lifelong or even fatal. Let's take a look at some numbers. Police data shows DWI arrests have increased over the past 3 years. SAPD made nearly 3,700 DWI arrests in 2020. That jumped to almost 4,300 in the 2021, followed by just under 4,400 arrests last year.
So what's being done to combat the problem? The night team's RJ Marquez and photojournalist Adam Barraza spent a shift with the SAPD DWI patrol unit.
SAPD's DWI unit is ready to hit the streets, and this time KSAT is going along with them.
So doing the check here to make sure that our radar is working good.
Officer Bruce Holson is among the unit's 20-plus officers.
The most challenging thing I can think is just being in the right place at the right time, trying to go out there and locate them, obviously on the highway.
On this night, Holson is patrolling the northwest side from I-10 to Loop 410. For safety reasons, we rode in a second unit behind Officer Holson. All SAPD officers are trained to conduct DWI arrest and field sobriety tests.
Your first step is going to be your HGN, horizontal gaze nystagmus. So that's going to be the checking of the eyes. After that, you conduct your walk and turn, which is basically walk 9 steps forward, heel to toe, do a turnaround. And then the last test is going to be your one-leg stand. So you'll choose one leg like this. You will stand on that foot for approximately 30 seconds.
On the access road at 410 Jackson Tower eastbound.
Well, we've been on the road for about 3 hours now with Officer Ricardo Guzman, and so far Officer Holson has done 6 different traffic stops, but so far no DWI arrests. We're now at Loop 410 and Bandera Road, where Officer Holson did spot someone driving erratically. We got an up-close look at the field sobriety test. Let's see how that all played out.
He was failing to maintain the single lane of travel. I saw it several times, observed it for a little bit.
The driver tells Officer Holson he just got off of work and is asked to exit the car.
I did see that he had some bloodshot eyes, which is good. One good sign of intoxication could lead to intoxication from that.
After a sobriety test, Officer Holson determines the driver is not intoxicated.
It's imperative that we say, okay, we don't believe this person's intoxicated over that legal limit of Texas, based on what we can observe doing that horizontal gaze nystagmus. So yes, we cut him a warning, cut him a citation.
Cuando esté manejando el carril, manténgase en ese mismo carril.
Our ride along ends around 1:30 in the morning, but Holson and the rest of the DWI patrol unit will be out until 6 a.m.
Alcohol makes people think that they're invincible. They think that, oh, it's not going to happen to me. I'll never get arrested. I won't get caught. Until you do, or until you crash and something happens and now it's too late.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
SAPD has made close to 2,400 DWI arrests so far this year, which is on pace to top its 2022 total. 54 of those arrests were made during the 4th of July weekend.
Across America, police in Cleveland, Ohio, investigating a shooting that injured at least 9 people today. The 7 men and 2 women are all reportedly recovering from those gunshot wounds. Detectives say it's unclear what sparked the violence. Investigators say there was no indication that anything happened before the shooter started firing. The gun violence in Cleveland is just the latest mass shooting this year. The group Gun Violence Archive has recorded at least 365 mass shootings so far this year.
Now to a gruesome story out of Chicago. A custodian finds the bodies of 2 newborn girls in a plastic bag in a daycare bathroom. According to the local ABC station, a 29-year-old woman reportedly gave birth to the girls unexpectedly. She was found in the bathroom and taken to a hospital. Detectives right now trying to figure out the circumstances behind the death of the twins.
A suspected gunman in custody after he allegedly shot 4 people, killing one while riding an illegal scooter in New York City yesterday. Police say Thomas Abro shot a man in a Brooklyn neighborhood and then traveled to Queens and shot 3 more people. Officers were able to recover a 9mm semi-automatic pistol along with an extended magazine and additional rounds inside the scooter. Police are trying to determine a motive for the shooting, but say early reports indicate the shootings were random.
A 14-year-old girl missing for nearly 3 weeks is back home with her grandmother after authorities found her on the grounds of Marine Base Camp Pendleton in California. The grandmother told investigators the teen had run away before but had always come back. This time that teen was missing for 19 days. Military police at Camp Pendleton found her at the base and contacted the sheriff's department. A Marine stationed at the base was taken into custody for questioning. This summer, Americans are on the move. Many are eager to take up international travel once again in this post-pandemic world.
Yeah, but there's one thing standing in the way: the big delays for getting a passport. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more on how the government is trying to address the problem.
This morning, with worldwide travel rebounding to pre-pandemic levels, passport panic. The State Department processing as many as 400,000 applications per week. The crush this summer, forcing the agency to open passport fairs to ease the strain. This one in Austin, reaching capacity in just minutes.
We're not going to be able to get your passport application submitted today.
The backlog forcing some to put their summer vacations on the back burner.
Just complete sadness and disappointment.
Miranda Richter had to cancel her family's June 6 trip to Italy and Croatia less than 24 hours before they planned to leave after her passport never arrived. She says she applied back in February, but didn't get a notice about her photo being rejected until a month before the trip.
We said, okay, let's kick it in high gear. I went that day, redid my photo, paid expedited shipping to get that in.
Richter's June 6 travel date came and went, and more than a month later, still no passport.
I realized that I am just one of hundreds of people who are in this situation.
The current processing time for passports is about 10 to 13 weeks, and even expedited service has a turnaround time of 7 to 9 weeks. The wait times blamed on pandemic-related staffing shortages, the State Department scrambling to hire more personnel. Morgan Norwood, ABC News.
All right, taking a few steps back for the record, I just want to clarify, I knew Tim had a dog. I just did not know that her name was Daisy, so I didn't put two and two together. Regardless, amazing.
A cute, authentic moment.
Yes, very genuine, for sure. So proud of that KSAT Connect photo. All right, Miss Daisy definitely had the right idea today because, yes, 101 here in town, 102 in Pleasanton, 100 in Hondo. It was 106 out to our southwest in Carrizo Springs, and it is still plenty warm and humid right now. Upper 80s and still a few low 90s here in San Antonio this 10 p.m. hour. The triple digits, they're just not going anywhere for the foreseeable future. So once again, we'll get you another look at what we're monitoring here over the next several days, coming up in just a few.
See, I got to be sneaky to get my dog on TV. Still ahead on the Nightbeat, the journey to freedom for some slaves came right through San Antonio. The research now being done to bring their stories to light.
History untold, the freedom seekers who came through San Antonio to reach Mexico and in many cases were brought here by so-called slave catchers.
If their enslavers couldn't be found, they were sold on the steps of the old courthouse. Jesse Degollado says new findings by local researchers have piqued the interest of the National Park Service.
The people gathered behind City Hall stand near a little-known site in San Antonio's history.
San Antonio plays this role in collecting enslaved freedom seekers and trying to return them to bondage or auctioning them off to some other enslaver if they can't find their original so-called master.
They didn't make it to the Rio Grande and the ferry ride to freedom in Mexico, where slavery was outlawed. One of them was Rhoda, a pregnant young woman disguised as a man who'd wanted her child born free. Instead, an old newspaper clipping says Rhoda gave birth behind bars in what was called the Bat Cave. The two-story building was the city jail and city hall next to the courthouse in what became Military Plaza.
There's any number of historical markers in and around downtown, but none describing the fate of freedom seekers and San Antonio's role in the slave trade.
You have to acknowledge both the good and the bad. So we have to look at both sides of history.
St. Mary's history major Jaden Evans, as well as other young historians and the San Antonio African American Community Archive and Museum, say they're turning up new findings in their research.
State archives, county archives, federal archives, Spanish archives, Mexican archives, to wind up documenting that full history.
This opens a whole new chapter of history that is not well known, says STACAM Executive Director Deborah Omawali Jarman in her statement. They say San Antonio's role in the flight to freedom could lead to historical designations by the National Park Service and federal funding to help increase awareness.
By sharing the full inclusive history of our country's shared heritage.
Jesse Degollado, KSAT 12 News.
I know we've been joking that there's just only so many ways to say that it's sweltering outside, but it is a good reminder because, you know, we have been keeping up with doctors and hospitals and people are still coming in at record numbers with heat exhaustion and all kinds of stuff like that. So.
Yeah, definitely important to think about over the next several days, just because triple digits still in the forecast. And of course, we still have the moisture in place. And I think into the afternoon, we will be able to mix down a little bit of that drier air, but heat index values are still going to sit a few degrees higher than the actual air temperature. So let's take a look at those weather headlines, essentially just outlining what we've been talking about. High pressure and control, and y'all know what high pressure means, high and dry for the most part here in south central Texas. So that triple digit trend is going to continue pretty much each afternoon for the foreseeable future. And we really don't have any relief in sight because we don't even have any notable rain chances in the forecast over the next 7 days. Thankfully, over the past 9 days, we have been able to see a few different rounds of some spotty showers and a couple of thunderstorms push across at least parts of the area. This is a look at some of the recorded rainfall totals since the first of the month. 0.13 officially here in town, just over half of an inch in Pearsall down I-35, 0.2 in Gonzales, over an inch for places like Hondo as well as Uvalde. Now for us here in town, maybe not as high of a number as we would like to see. We are about 3/4 of an inch below where we should be for this time in July. And since January 1st, we have over 12 inches of rain, but that's over 4 inches below where we should be for the yearly average up to this point. And high pressure very much in control of our weather pattern. You can see across the majority of the Lone Star State right now, just not a whole lot going on. This high pressure system deflecting the better pieces of energy to allow some of that rain to develop around our area. So we can just expect more hot and humid conditions moving forward. So here's your Monday morning, yet again mid to upper 70s, 78 here in town, 79 in Cotulla, Del Rio, waking up to about 80 degrees out there in Valverde County. Again, a few clouds possible throughout the first half of the day, kind of like what we've seen over the past few days, just thanks to the moisture in place. 94 by 1 p.m., already feeling like 101 degrees. Speaking of 101 degrees, that's where a forecasted air temperature is around 4 p.m. tomorrow. Actual high temperature forecasted of about 102 here in town. Same up in New Braunfels down to Pleasanton. And once again, a little bit hotter the farther south and west that you go across portions of the Winter Garden and even stretching down to Laredo. And because of that moisture, feels like temperatures by about 5 p.m. tomorrow topping off around 105 to 106 here in San Antonio. And yet again, a little bit hotter off to our south and west. So that brings up the point that tomorrow is going to be a yellow day. This is the CPS conserve energy levels, the color-coded ones that we have in place. So there are some tips for you to conserve energy. If you scan that QR code, that'll take you to an article up on KSAT12 where we have the definitions for all of those color-coded levels as we continue on through the summer months. And that's going to come in handy when you have numbers like this over the next several days, upper 70s in the mornings, transitioning to about 102 even Tuesday and into Wednesday with mostly sunny skies. So yes, it is definitely feeling like the summer season. Let's also get you a look at the activity in the tropics, for it is also the Atlantic hurricane season. Not a whole lot going on, but there is this little interestingly shaped area, 30% chance for some development over the next 7 days, well up to the north and east of Bermuda, and then out in the eastern Pacific, 30% chance to the southwest of Cabo San Lucas, and an 80% chance for development with another tropical wave that is on its heels. So that will not impact us, just something we will continue to monitor. But for us here in South Central Texas, as Tim mentioned earlier, so many numbers on that 7-day forecast. Just more heat, heat, and heat moving forward.
I had nothing else to say.
You didn't see the original face that happened where he decided not to say anything. That was just for me. That was great. All right. Well, moving on. The summer movie lineup is heating up as well. A new movie in theaters this weekend scares Dr. Jones out of first place. The box office results are next.
The box office thing isn't working, so we're going to talk about instant replay. Rookie Victor Wembanyama looked pretty good tonight in his second game with the Spurs.
RJ Marquez getting ready for an action-packed instant replay. And Larry's live in Las Vegas. RJ, this is an exciting time to be filling in an IR.
Yeah, definitely. We got team coverage here. And you guys, there's been so much buzz throughout the weekend going back to Friday for Wemby's Summer League debut. And tonight we actually got a good taste here to see what he can do on the court. Coming up, we have the highlights, post-game reaction, and much more to Victor Wembanyama's bounce-back night in the desert.
Now a 2-on-2 with San Antonio. There's a shot, and that is buried into the back corner by who other than Tanny in the 15th minute.
Something is snapping into place for San Antonio FC. They are 2-0 in the United Soccer League in the month of July and have outscored their opponents 7-1 in those 2 games. Now they get ready for 2 games in 1 week. One of them is a historic match for SAFC facing Sunderland AFC from the UK. That's right, it's SAFC versus SAFC this coming weekend.
So I thought maybe Coach Pop, calling it a career, maybe spending some time with you out the wineries, but he re-signed 5-year extension. Were you surprised by that?
We can still hang out at the vineyard, that's not a problem.
Oh man, I just wish I could tag along with those two right there. There are a few players who know Coach Pop better than TP9. We caught up with the 4-time NBA champ for the Spurs to talk about Coach Pop's new deal and what the Hall of Fame induction moment will be like. And Larry Ramirez, again, will be live in just a moment from Las Vegas and KSAT12 covering all the NBA Summer League action. And what do you think of Wemby's performance in the first 2 games? That's our instant replay poll question. We'll have the answer in just a few minutes, guys.
Much more aggressive looking tonight.
Yes, again, we can all take a sigh of relief, a deep breath here. Wemby's pretty good.
I think we'll be okay.
I think we're going to be good.
All right, thanks, RJ. We'll see if we can get that box office story to work. If not, whatever.
You have to go see all the movies. We'll be right back.